Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. I hope you're doing well. Today is another daily dose of Psalms and Proverbs. It will be number 21 for both today. Um, let's dive right into it. Joy in the salvation of the Lord. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. The king shall joy in thy strength, O Lord, and in thy salvation how greatly shall he rejoice. Thou hast given him his heart's desire, and hast not withholden the request of his lips, Selah. For thou preventedst him with the blessings of goodness. Thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head. He asked life of thee, and thou gavest it him, even length of days forever and ever. His glory is great in thy salvation. Honor and majesty hast thou laid upon him. For thou hast made him most blessed forever. Thou hast made him exceeding glad with thy countenance. For the king trusteth in the Lord, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall be moved. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies. Thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee. Thou shalt make him as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men, for they intended evil against thee. They imagined a mischief device, which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back, when thou shalt make them ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. Be thou exalted, Lord, in thine own strength, so will we sing and praise thy power. That was Psalm 21. This seems like my interpretation of it. Yours might be different. A story about, it was kind of like yesterday's with those who are in high power, about a king, but a king who believes in the Lord and gives it all to the Lord, and all those who wish to, attack the king, they will be punished, and the king is protected, and our Lord will provide and give him many days of life, here on earth. And he will have wealth because he believes and trusts in our Lord, which can apply to us too, of course, because if we do rely and we do believe and we do trust in the Lord, our Lord is constantly, providing for us, such as oxygen, right? That's something that we just, take for granted, don't even think about, because we're always breathing. We're always breathing, and it probably seems like we're doing it, but yes, we're doing it, but it's also automatic. It's kind of like blinking. We're doing it, but it's kind of automatic, if that makes sense. And oxygen our Lord provides and is always constantly providing to us. Simply, if you just look at that alone, our Lord is constantly providing right there without us even realizing most of the time, because honestly, I can't say how many times I'm thinking, oh, I'm breathing right now. I'm just like, oh, I'm just, you're just breathing in and you're breathing out, and you're just doing it without, giving it a second thought. And so, from the littlest things to us to the greatest things to us, our Lord provides, as long as we believe and trust in the Lord. And yes, the huge lesson to be learned is definitely patience, because as you know, a lot of us want it right here and right now. Lord knows, especially for me, I would like some things right here and right now, but as you know, our Lord's everything is in perfect timing by our Lord. There is a perfect time for everything, whether we realize it at the time or not. But later down the road, we will see why, we didn't have it here and now, why did it have to go this way instead of our way? And we will hope prayerfully we will recognize and know why it was as so. But regardless, our Lord's plans are always in perfect timing. Everything is perfect. There's no flaws, there's no imperfections, there's no errors. It's always perfect. And in Psalm 21, it's, our Lord is providing for this king here, and all the enemies going against him. They will be stricken down, or I don't know how you strike down. So, and that's the lesson we could apply for ourselves also. Just give it all to our Lord. Whatever your happiness, your sadness, your, whatever it is you're thinking about, give it all to him, because he's listening. He already knows. He's just waiting for us, to let our Lord know, hey, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm feeling. And you'd be surprised. Sometimes, he answers immediately. Like for me, I had a couple of times the answer came immediately, and I didn't see that coming, but of course other times it may come, a bit later. As our Lord's planning, our Lord's timing is perfect. So our perception of perfect is different, of course, because, we're not our Lord. We're not the creator of all creations, so we are just seeing bits and pieces of our everyday lives that, we want this, we want that, and etc., etc. But our Lord has the grand master plan that oversees everybody, and we may not realize it now though, but when you think about it, our everyday interactions, as little or as much with people, with, whatever we're doing, it does affect the person who comes next or who is right there, when you think about it. So just remember that. And that's another reason to, be good to one another. Treat others how you want to be treated, because you don't know. You might be part of our Lord's plan, and simply smiling at somebody, could prevent them from hurting themselves if they're, sad or something. You just don't know. Or a good word or saying hello could lift someone's spirits. You just don't know. Because I know, for me, of course, I'm pretty sure everyone has, when you're feeling low, sad or something, just having someone acknowledging your presence, that you're there, and they don't just ignore you, pass on by, don't say anything, they don't just give you a dirty look, they actually say hello, or something like that, and they could uplift your spirits of whatever you're going through at that time. You just don't know. So don't forget that. You just don't know. Just like I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, but our lips do have power, life and death, and you can uplift someone. You can make them happy from what you're saying on how you're talking to them, and the same thing with lips could have power, destruction and death. You're talking all this foolishness and things like that. You could put someone in a bad mood, whether they could hurt themselves or you. So don't forget that, please. Alright, so now we're going to Proverbs 21. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whitherso he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. And high look and a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked is sin. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty only to want. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. The robbery of the wicked shall destroy them, because they refuse to do judgment. The way of man is froward and strange, But as for the pure, his work is right. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise. And when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. A gift in secret pacifieth anger, and a reward in the bosom strong wrath. It is joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and an angry woman. There is treasure to be desired, and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. He that followeth after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness and honor. A wise man scaleth the city of the mighty, and casteth down the strength of the confidence thereof. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. Proud and haughty scorner is his name, who dealeth in proud wrath. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. He coveteth greedily all the day long, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination. How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind? A false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly. A wicked man hardeneth his face, but as for the upright, he directeth his way. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord. The horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. That was Proverbs 21. There's a lot in here. If I remember right, it was to me it was, bits and pieces of Proverbs from before, and of course, they're all connected, and they're all giving lessons and warnings, as a reminder of doing good and doing wrong. And some ways, you could do right, and then are some ways you could do wrong. And especially with word of tongue, right? Speaking. It is so easy to get into that, gossiping, speaking badly about somebody. That all ties with, our words have power. So, don't try to get away from that. And if you feel like you can, those who are around you who are into that, gossiping or talking ill of others, or, just speaking words that are destroying, just stay away from them. They don't mean well. And even if they say they know our Lord, that is not of love, because our Lord is of love. Okay, so be mindful about that, especially with the people you hang around with, because they can be bad company and lead you on a dark path if you're not careful and cautious. So be on your guard with that. Other things in here talk about, I know, greed, like in here about I can't remember which line, but about treasures. Talk about treasures. You're lying to get treasures. Pretty much, you're using your words to get items. for vanity. Or, okay, I guess one way to look at it as if you sweet talk somebody to get them to get you, I don't know, clothes or something, or whatever, because you wanted to look good, or I don't know, something like that. Basically, you're tricking someone to get you some things, right? For your own, I don't know, your look or whatever. I don't know how you say it. Just tricking someone to get something out of them, pretty much. And it doesn't even have to be just for appearance or clothing. It could be anything else. Don't do that. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want someone to get over you by, sweet talking you, and then they just want to get some, I don't know, whatever item for you to buy for them or something, get over. Basically use you and then leave you be. Like, don't do that. There's a lot of other lessons in here as well to learn by, but the main thing is do what is right and what is good, because that is our Lord. Our Lord is good and righteous and just. And the ways of the wicked, which is, foolishness and evil and, deceiving and tricking and things like that, and worse things. Don't fall into that, and those who you're hanging around too. Even it doesn't have to just be you hanging by yourself. It could be, your friends. It could even be your family too. As terrible as that sounds, it could be your family too. If they get into, foolishness and wickedness and stuff, stay away from that if you can. Don't get caught up in that, because as drama. And nobody has time for drama, right? Especially what's going on, as right now. There's too much drama. Stateside, as ain't nobody got time for that. But people are causing drama for no reason when there's this pandemic going on, among other things. It's just too much going on for unnecessary, add-ons, right? Adding drama, adding more fuel to the fire, and making it burn even more. We don't need that. There's already too much going on as is all the time. But as with us people, we like to, not everybody, but a lot like to stir trouble, like to see drama, like to see people in pain, but I'm sure they wouldn't want it for themselves or their loved ones. So stay away from that, doing that, and stay away from people, especially if they're friends, and it will hurt. But your family also, stay away from them, because that path is of destruction. It is not good. Please stay away. And like, as friends, it does suck and it does hurt. And I know my spiritual path, when I began last year in March, and even up until now, I had to leave some friends behind. I still love and care for them, but some left me, or I left them, or we just drifted apart and we don't talk anymore. I still think about them, I still care for them, and those who I reached out to, to reconnect, because I would like to believe that our Lord was letting me know, reach out to them, and felt in my spirit to reach out to them. And sometimes I felt like I was chasing shadows. I was chasing the past, which is never good. It's like I'm looking for something that doesn't exist anymore. And they may still be the same, but I'm not. That we're on completely different paths now. And, it's kind of like trying to put a puzzle together, but one puzzle piece has changed. It's, the shape changed. You're trying to put it with the one that used to fit together, it doesn't fit. Of course you want to, but it doesn't anymore. And I still love and care for them, of course. And I reconnected with some friends, and, thank the Lord, because there was a day I was crying and I was sad and was thinking about them and I was missing them, and I reached out to them, and I'm very thankful. But I know, of course, things are different. They have some changes too, and things like that. But I still care about them. But it's not I guess I keep looking back at how it were, and back then that was way different. So I need to stop doing that. But I'm just thankful that they're doing well, they're doing okay, and I have some kind of contact with them than not before, because before I went months, and I wasn't talking to them. So you may have something similar too, and that's okay. I mean, you're growing, and you're on your journey as well, and you're figuring things out, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because everyone's on their journey at a different pace. No one's on the same page. No one's on the same road to walk. Everyone's different. But with that being said, be careful of those you hang around, and don't get caught up in drama and nonsense. Don't, because it's a path that leads to nowhere. It's a dead end, and you're walking into a trap. So please be mindful of what you're doing and who you're with. Just be careful. But with that being said, y'all take care and continue to stay safe, you and your loved ones. And until tomorrow, catch you later.